Hi everybody, and welcome back to another Shearer Smokes. And you join me here back at the Devilla forest, just outside Kincardine. I've got a couple hours spare before I go back on shift, so I thought I would make good use of it and not travel too far. It's only about another 20 minutes from here to get back into work, so not too far at all. So before we start, first of all, huge apology again for the gap in between episodes. Again, all down to just pure workload and the amount of hours I'm putting in at the moment. Um, all for a good cause, as in 2 weeks' time I'm flying back to the sunny Isle of Corfu. So hopefully, all going well and some decent hotel Wi-Fi, I should hopefully do a live feed from Corfu, as I say, in 2 weeks' time. So be sure to look out for that. And of course, as always, I'll come back and do an episode on a look back. But today, it's all about out here in the forest of Devilla, and the setting is just amazing. And here's a little clip of the walk through the forest and what you find at the end of the trail. So yeah, one of my favourite spots here in the Devilla Forest, and I didn't bother with an intro track for the video, as I think the birdsong supplied that rather nicely. And on a day like today, it's quite muggy. Not sure what the temps are, but rain is forecast at some point, but it's holding off for now. But yeah, it still has that muggy feel in the atmosphere, and it's just nice to come through um, such a wooded area like this with the shade of the trees and a backdrop like this. It's yeah, it's just spectacular. So of course, when I last spoke to you, I had just returned from my trip down to see my daughter down in Hampshire, and we did our flying tour of some of the more famous spots. And what I didn't include, which I'm going to include now, is a couple of the beaches that we ventured out to, doing two in the one evening. Uh, Both quite close by to where Millie stays in Holbury, there in Hampshire, just on the edge of the New Forest. And what's interesting, although there's a short distance between the two beaches, the coastline is completely different. One is all stones, pebbles, while the other does have some sand. And here's a couple of shots just to show you. So while I was setting up the tripod and the camera, I got chatting to a gentleman who was out with his dog, and it turns out he's a fellow YouTuber, and his name is Alistair McDonald, and this channel gave me quite a cool business card, uh, Q code on the back, which is pretty cool, and his YouTube channel is Accessible Photography, and he travels a bit around, a bit like myself around Scotland, and takes a photograph of some of the scenic and nature that's on hand on his doorstep. So definitely going to be giving that a follow. So please go and have a look yourself and see what you make of it. Very enthusiastic about it, and it was great to chat about all things YouTube. So yeah, it was nice to meet you, Alistair. If you ever catch up with this one. And talking of catching up, I had a video call with your friend and mine, Gary, old and in the way, out there in Chicago. And great to catch up with the guy. It's been quite a few weeks since we last spoke again because of work. Gary was quite taken aback actually with the amount of hours I'm racking up at the moment. But as I said, uh, will all be worth it when we jet off on the 7th. But yeah, I was glad to be able to catch up with Gary for a couple of hours. And which brings me nicely on to the pipe that I'm smoking because it is actually one that Gary gifted me, and it is the cherry wood. This one came from GQ Tobaccos, and you'll see in the pictures later on, it has that flat bottom which helps it sit just nicely on the table, and has this kind of poker effect. Now, the cherry wood is the name of the pipe. It's actually a briar pipe. And the great thing about when you speak to Gary, and if ever he gives you something, he always has a great knowledge about the whatever it is he's given you. So it was great to chat to him and find out more about the pipe in question. As for the tobacco, this one comes from Smoky Dan way back in the day, and it's Cobblestone Camping from 2020. And for those that have had it before, I don't know if you agree with me, but the that overpowering smell of stewed fruits is just awesome, and it smokes really well, and it's just I think just a perfect, again another perfect tobacco for me anyway, for when out here in the woods. So from the quiet of the coastline of Hampshire, the following week I travelled down to Blackpool, our annual boys getaway for the weekend, and slightly earlier this year. Normally we go down in August, but we were invited to a birthday party, so hence going down in May. And what a time we had! It was a great weekend. Also happened to be the AGM for the young farmers, so Blackpool was absolutely heaving. There were just thousands of young farmers everywhere you went, and a good vibe throughout the city. And thankfully, the sun came out on the Sunday, and we were able to have our traditional cigar on the North Pier. And here's a couple of shots to share that with you. Yeah, so it's just nice to be able to catch up with you again and fill you in on what's been happening. Um, on the very few days off I have had, I've been able to do a little bit in the garden, and I'm hoping one day we have a good spell of weather. I'm hoping to do a little video from the bottom of my garden. It'd be quite nice. That would be something special, as the last 8 years living with no garden. It's rather nice to have one now, even though there's a lot of work still to be done with it. But we're getting there. And my daughter Katie, who's now staying with me as she finishes uni, it's been a great help. So yeah, I try to do a little video from there on my return from the holiday. So something else to look out for when that happens. But as I said, it's been great catching up with you again. Hope you're all well. Again, I apologise for the gap in between. But my next video hopefully will be coming live from Corfu, show a little bit of where we are. And then, as I say, when I come back, I'll do a little follow up. And it'd be nice if I could do that from the garden, depending on the weather. But yeah, something to look forward to. So, with that in mind, thanks again for tuning in, and thanks again for all your comments. Always very much appreciated. And until the next time, as always, my name's Shearer. Enjoy your smokes.